Toronto, 1997. Flashbulbs pop like gunfire in a crowded ballroom. John Felderhoff stands on stage, a king accepting his golden crown. They call him Prospector of the Year, the man who found billions. But 9,000 miles away, the jungle is digesting his partner's corpse. Michael de Guzman lies face down in the mud of the Borneo rainforest. He fell 800 feet from a helicopter. Or was he pushed? The official story says suicide. The jungle says it's a cover-up. Because the gold empire they built wasn't made of metal. It was air. A $6 billion hallucination that seduced the entire world. Wall Street bought the lie. Pension funds bet their futures on it. But the truth was rotting in the heat, waiting to be discovered. This isn't just a fraud. They turned a penny stock into a religion, then vanished into smoke. Welcome to Bre-X, the gold mine that never actually existed at all. Rewind to 1993. The dream begins in the gutters of Jakarta, Indonesia. David Walsh is a Canadian promoter living out of the trunk of a car. He's bankrupt, desperate. A man who chases every shiny object he sees. He flies to Borneo on his last dime, looking for a miracle to sell. In a smoky hotel bar, he meets Michael de Guzman, the quiet genius. De Guzman is a brilliant geologist with a chip on his shoulder. He has the IQ of a savant, but the bank account of a complete nobody. He tells Walsh a story about volcanic gold hiding in the deep jungle. It's a theory, a fantasy. But to a starving man, it sounds like dinner. Walsh buys the rights to a patch of dirt called Busang for peanuts. They have no money, no equipment, just a map and a desperate need. They start drilling holes in the mud, praying for the earth to provide. The first samples come back empty. The ground is barren. It's over. Failure is staring them in the face. Bankruptcy is knocking again. But de Guzman refuses to lose. He decides to rewrite geology itself. If the ground won't give them gold, he will give the ground gold. He isn't looking for a mine anymore. He is building a theatre set. The deception starts small, a tiny lie to keep the lights turned on. But desperation is a powerful drug, and they are about to overdose. The jungle is silent, but the fraud is about to make a lot of noise. The samples need gold. De Guzman looks at the wedding ring on his hand. He takes a file and shaves microscopic flakes of gold into the dirt. It's called salting, the oldest, dirtiest trick in the mining book. He mixes the shavings with a crushed rock, a pinch of domestic lily. The lab results come back, high grade. The numbers look incredible. Walsh gets the call. He doesn't ask questions. He screams. The stock price wakes up. It jumps from pennies to dollars overnight. Investors smell blood in the water. The frenzy begins to take hold, but the ring runs out. De Guzman needs more gold to feed the beast. He buys river gold from locals, $61,000 worth of raw, panned dust. He sits in a locked shed, mixing the fake samples like a mad chemist. The reports get crazier. Monster deposit. The find of the century. Wall Street analysts stop thinking. The stock went from 20 cents to $280. The company is now worth $6 billion. Walsh is a titan. Felderhoff is a god. De Guzman is the silent wizard. They are standing on top of the world, but the foundation is rotten. Every drill hole is a lie. Every report is a fiction. It is all fake, but the world wants to believe. Greed blinds them to the obvious. They are building a skyscraper on a swamp. And the mud is shifting. The higher you build the lie, the harder the truth is going to fall. Enter Freeport McMoran, the giant shark in the small pond. They force a shotgun wedding. They want to drill their own holes. De Guzman feels the noose tighten. He needs to hide the truth. Suddenly, a fire rips through the camp. The records turn to ash. Drill logs, maps, core samples, all the evidence is destroyed. He blames a short circuit, but the fire smells like gasoline. Freeport sends a team, geologists who don't believe in magic. They drill twin holes, right next to the Bre-X treasure chest. The drill bites into the earth. It pulls up the ugly reality. Rock, mud, dirt. but not a single flake of the yellow metal. The samples are clean. The miracle mine is a barren wasteland. Freeport's lead geologist picks up a satellite phone to call the Freeport CEO. There is zero gold here. The silence on the line is heavy. It is the sound of a crash. The awards gala. Felderhoff is drinking the champagne. The phone rings in the suite. Walsh picks it up with a smile. The smile dies. His face turns the color of a dead man's skin. Freeport says it's empty. The $6 billion is just a ghost story. Walsh screams. Felderhoff denies. The house of cards collapses. They drag de Guzman back. Go to the jungle. Fix this mess. He knows the math doesn't work. You can't fake a twin hole. He boards an Alouette helicopter. The pilot looks away from him. 800 feet above the canopy. The door opens. The wind screams. He jumps, or falls, or was already dead. Gravity takes him. The jungle swallows the architect. The secret dies in the trees. They find a body days later, eaten by pigs. No fingerprints. The family isn't allowed to see it. The coffin is sealed shut. The body is a mess, decomposed. Identification is impossible. Did he jump? Or is he sipping a Mai Tai in the Cayman Islands? The news hits the wires. The stock goes to zero in seconds. $6 billion evaporates, vanishes like a magic trick. Investors lose homes, savings are wiped out, lives are ruined. Suicides follow the crash, the human cost of the golden lie. Walsh dies of a heart attack. The stress stops his ticker. Felderhoff retires to a tax haven. He keeps his mouth shut. No one goes to jail. The fraud of the century has no convict. The jungle grows back over the camp. The drill holes fill up. Busang is just a patch of dirt again. Quiet, empty, waiting. But the ghost of Michael de Guzman still haunts the industry. Some say he never jumped, that the body was a bought cadaver. Indonesia is a place where a dead body costs a few hundred. A pilot with a GPS, a planned route, a parachute in a bag. Rumors place him in Brazil or Manila, watching the sunset. He stole the money, he stole the gold, he stole his own life, the ultimate exit scam. Faking your death to keep the cash. Bre-X is dead, but the greed that fed it is very much alive. The next de Guzman is out there, polishing a new brass ring, because we want to believe. We want the lottery ticket win. We don't buy the mine, we buy the story, we buy the dream, and as long as there is greed, there will be a man like him, waiting in a bar, with a map, and a very convincing smile. He wasn't digging for metal, he was building a house of cards, and he held the only ace. Because the only gold in this story was the ring on his hand, and even that, he probably filed down to nothing in the end.